Imagine a single button being pressed in a dark room, the exact moment that echoes through eternity, capable of ending human civilization as we know it, turning flourishing cities into silent ghost towns, and resetting the fragile planet straight back to the Stone Age in less than the blink of an eye, in less than 2 full minutes of terror, a stark reminder of our violent technological evolution. Throughout our long and turbulent history, humans have invented countless tools to protect themselves. But we have also mastered weapons of unimaginable, terrifying horror that threaten our very existence. Today, we delve deep into the dark to count down the 5 most dangerous bombs in human history. Not just for their sheer destructive power, but because one of them almost wiped out life on Earth by complete accident. At number 5, we encounter a marvel of conventional engineering, the most powerful non-nuclear weapon ever created. The vacuum bomb, widely feared and known officially around the world as the father of all bombs. Unlike traditional nuclear weapons, it doesn't leave behind a legacy of long-term radioactive fallout. Instead, it violently sucks the oxygen right out of the surrounding air in a fraction of a second, creating a massive, suffocating vacuum that instantly transforms everything and everyone in its absolute path into absolute, unrecognizable ash blowing in the wind, developed strategically to replace tactical nuclear options during the peak of the Cold War. Its sheer blast wave possesses the terrifying ability to pulverize reinforced concrete buildings as if they were made of fragile paper. Coming in at number 4 on our list is the Mark 17, the United States' very first mass-produced thermonuclear weapon ever deployed, weighing over 21 tons and stretching as long as a massive city bus. This mechanical monster was a true technological nightmare. During the paranoid years of the Cold War, strategic bombers carrying these catastrophic weapons flew constant, nerve-wracking patrols in the skies above. But the greatest danger wasn't just an external enemy across the ocean. The true threat was the unpredictable and volatile nature of the weapon itself. On multiple harrowing occasions, military planes carrying the Mark 17 suffered severe mechanical accidents and sudden fires, crashing violently to the ground and scattering lethal radioactive components across unsuspecting civilian territories. At number 3 stands the infamous Castle Bravo test, a monumental milestone of human hubris and catastrophic miscalculation. In March 1954, the United States detonated this colossal thermonuclear device at the Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. It was supposed to be a standard routine scientific test, but government scientists made a catastrophic miscalculation in the core fuel formula. The resulting explosion was 2.5 times more powerful than anyone had ever anticipated or prepared for, reaching an astonishing equivalent of 15 million tons of TNT, completely blinding the scientific instrumentation. The deadly radioactive fallout instantly contaminated hundreds of square miles of pristine ocean and atmosphere, poisoning innocent local fishermen and island populations, and changing global environmental history forever. At number 2, Tsar Bomba, the absolute king of all explosions and the peak of human nuclear madness. In 1961, the Soviet Union unleashed the largest and most destructive nuclear device ever created by mankind. The blast was so unimaginably colossal that the resulting mushroom cloud reached a height of over 60 kilometers, towering an astonishing 7 times higher than the peak of Mount Everest itself. Fragile glass windows were completely shattered in houses nearly 1,000 kilometers away in Finland, and the heavy seismic shock waves generated by the blast wrapped entirely around the Earth 3 full times. It was a weapon built purely for psychological terror and political dominance on the global stage. And thankfully, due to the grace of history, it was only ever detonated once in human history. And finally, at number 1, the ultimate danger isn't a specific bomb design or a rogue nation.
The accidental catastrophe of 1961, an unforgettable moment in history, the terrifying and unthinkable moment when human engineering nearly destroyed itself from within. High above the peaceful fields of Goldsboro, North Carolina, a massive United States B-52 strategic bomber suddenly suffered a catastrophic structural failure mid-air, tearing apart violently, piece by piece, and plunging completely out of control toward the Earth. Free-falling helplessly from the freezing, desolate sky were two massive armed Mark 39 hydrogen bombs, each one carrying a destructive payload, hundreds of times more powerful than the devastating bomb dropped on Hiroshima. As the aircraft completely disintegrated into the atmosphere, the automated safety mechanisms were pushed to their absolute limits. One bomb after another plummeted straight down into the dark, muddy farmland below, triggering a heart-stopping and terrifying chain reaction of complex electrical triggers and armed safety switches. Out of the 4 independent safety mechanisms designed specifically to prevent detonation, 3 failed instantly, leaving a single, fragile, low-voltage electrical switch standing firmly between total global annihilation and survival. A microscopic mechanical wire, no thicker than a single human hair, was the only thing preventing a massive nuclear disaster right in the heart of America. These horrifying weapons of mass destruction are never just relics of a paranoid past. They remain a chilling reminder of how close humanity truly came to erasing its own existence, sleeping giants, waiting quietly in the shadows.